In the highlands of Guinea, there is a grave. Pilgrims still visit it. Elders still pray over it. But the grave is incomplete, because the man buried there, the last Almami of Fouta Djallon, was buried without his head. 130 years later, his skull sits somewhere in France, in a box, in a museum archive, in a storage room, labeled, numbered, forgotten by them, but never by us. This is the story of Almami Bokar Biro Berry, and this is the campaign to bring him home. Bokar Biro. Berry was the last sovereign Almami of the Imamate of Fouta Djallon, a state founded in 1725 by scholars, governed by the Quran, and ruled for 170 years through a unique system. 2 royal houses, the Soraya and the Alfaya, alternating power in peace. It was one of the most sophisticated political systems in African history. Bokar Biro was of the House of Soraya, and when France demanded his submission, he gave them his answer. He took their treaty, and instead of signing his name, he wrote Bismillah, in the name of Allah. He would bow to no one but God. On November 14th, 1896, at the plain of Poredaka, Bokar Biro charged the French cannons with his cavalry. His son died beside him. He fell in battle, a king defending his land. And then France committed an act that violates every law of God and man. They severed his head from his body. They took it as a trophy, as proof of conquest, as a message to every African who would dare resist. The body was buried at Botore. The head crossed the ocean. And for 130 years, the last Almami of Fouta Djallon has lain in 2 pieces on 2 continents. France holds the remains of hundreds of African resistance fighters in its museums. But history has shown us return is possible. In 2002, France returned Sarah Baartman to South Africa. In 2020, France returned 24 skulls of Algerian resistance fighters, men who fought colonization just like Bokar Biro. Their coffins were draped in their nation's flag. They were buried with honor. If Algeria's martyrs came home, why not ours? If France could right that wrong, it can right this one. We are not asking for charity. We are asking for what is ours. So today, Gando Media joins the voices of Guinea, of Fouta Djallon, and of the Fulani diaspora across the world, in one unified demand. France, return the head of Almami Bokar Biro Berry. Open your archives, search your museums, find him, and send him home. Not in a box, not in silence, with honor, with ceremony, with the dignity of a head of state, because that is what he was. Let his skull be reunited with his body at Botore. Let the last Almami of Fouta Djallon finally rest whole. President of France, you returned Algeria's martyrs, return ours. This is not politics. This is humanity. And now, a word to the family, to the descendants of the House of Soraya. The blood of Bokar Biro runs in your veins, but hear this truth. The house of a ruler is not like any other house. A regular family may quarrel and the world moves on. But when the house of kings divides, a whole people loses its anchor. Your grandfather did not die at Poredaka so that his grandchildren would be scattered and divided. He died as one man for one futa. The greatest honor you can give him is not words, it is unity. Reconcile with one another, gather the family, heal the old wounds. Because you cannot ask France to make your grandfather whole while his own house remains in pieces. And to the houses of Soraya and Alfaya, remember what your ancestors built together. For 170 years, your two houses shared power in peace, something Europe itself could not do. The alternation was not weakness, it was wisdom. The French did not defeat Soraya or Alfaya. They defeated a futa that had let division enter its gates. So today, let the two houses join hands again, not for power, there are no thrones left to share, but for memory, for heritage, for the children who deserve to know they come from kings and scholars. When the head of Bokar Biro returns, let him be received not by one house, but by both, standing together, as it was in the beginning. One king, one futa, one demand. Bring him home. Share this video. Tag the French embassy. Tag your deputies. Tag every Fulani you know. History is watching. Subscribe to Gando Media.